probably have several.
It's on Buckaroo.
Correct. But that was the Don Rich guitar lick. That was kind of his signature guitar lick with the Buckaroos. You know, that when Don did that lick, it was like he signed the contract and dotted it right there. That was his lick. So, while playing with Lynn Morris, Lynn recorded she's recorded several, but I was involved in one of the recordings of Gonna Have Love, which is a Buck Owens tune from the 60s. And my thought process is, okay, how can I make this feel somewhat like, you know, the original recording on a banjo. There wasn't any banjo in the Buckaroos, although I'd love to have played banjo in that band, or fiddle. But just that one lick made that feel like a Buckaroos, or when you hear it, you think Buck Owens. There comes the song up, bam, it's a Buck Owens song. Even though it's a female singing it in a different key, that particular lick put a signature on that song, and it made it feel like a Buck Owens song. That's a good example, and I'm not tooting my horn, I don't mean that. But that's a good example of how to use feel of a song, and it also goes somewhere else for your banjo licks other than a banjo player. You know, Crow does tons of blues guitar licks on Devil in Disguise is a guitar lick. You know, it came from a guitar riff that he did on, everybody familiar with Devil in Disguise from the Bluegrass Album Band. Or if you're not, you can maybe someone can share it with you. But he'll do a lot of all those bend things. Those come from electric guitar players, blues players, and you know when he's doing some sort of bluesy type of song, even like Dark Hollow, you know, real traditional straight song. It's a good place for blues licks. An example. Okay, it makes it sound real bluesy. Well, those are all just guitar licks. The one he made famous on Ocean of Diamonds with Jimmy Martin and that sort of thing, those are all guitar licks, bar chord guitar. It's a derivative of that lick, which is a guitar lick, obviously.
Do you have these tabbed out anywhere?
I don't, but we can go over each one if y'all like. It's up, no problem. Let's start with the Don Rich lick. Let's do that. It's a great lick, and I've used it a ton, and it's kind of become, I always correct people that come up and go, do that lick that you came up with on so-and-so, and I'm like, well, I wish I came up with that, but that's not me. That was Don Rich on the guitar of Buck Owens. And it's kind of became something associated, sort of like that lick became associated with it. Okay, so this Don Rich guitar lick, so we do it out of the, you're right, it's out of this G chord, okay? But we're going to take our ring finger off the 4th string. Alright, now this is going to be a stretch, but you have to bring your index back to the 3rd string on the 2nd fret, and you're going to be alternating between 2nd and 4th fret on that 3rd string, like that, okay? So it's open 4th, pinch the 3rd and 1st, then an open 4th, and then go back here to the 2nd fret, and then pinch the 3rd and 1st again. Okay, so let me play it real slow. And then the 3rd one's going to be, you're just going to bring your ring finger down to the 5th fret on the 3rd string. So basically all the movement on the left hand goes on the 3rd string. So here's the lick real slow. And it's easier in B. I've got a pretty wide stretch on my hand, but it's easier, you know, in A, B flat, or B, just because the frets are a little closer. That is a long stretch. But if it does become, if it's a problem, you know, you notice that you lift that finger off, so it gets a little more room. You keep the little finger planted all the time on the first string, 5th fret. I'm glad we figured out which one it is. Okay, so you want me to try to put that in context?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Does anybody sing a Buck Owens song in here at all? Anybody? My baby left me, or called me on the telephone that she's coming. I'm trying to think of one that I can kind of stumble through while we did this. Can anybody sing a little bit of that while I play back up on it at all? Okay. I've got a tiger by the tail, it's plain to see. Sorry, I'm used to doing that B with me. Tiger by the tail, it's plain to see. Won't be able to get through with me. Looking mighty pale. Looks like I've got a tiger by the tail. Go ahead and sing a chorus if somebody can. I've got a tiger by the tail, it's plain to see. Won't get through to me. Now I'm putting them in every time.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it every time.
Yeah.
But you know, it's a good thing to just throw in there, and it's a